preschool. Now, we just got done talking about friendship. If you remember that friendship, Jonathan and David were really good friends, best friends. And if you will remember all the way back to yesterday, we talked about two friends that names started with the letter N. Do you remember that? Do you remember what it was yesterday? The two friends we had, they didn't start out as very good friends, but they sure did end up as good friends. So do you remember who they were? Nathan. That's right. Good job. Nathan was one. And who's the other one? Do you remember? Nicholas Alexander. Good job. Way to go. And if you remember in the last story, Nathan and Nicholas Alexander were getting ready to take a very special fishing trip. How exciting! So we get to hear about our friends going on their fishing trip. So here we have Nathan's fishing trip. Do you see that? There's that letter N. Nathan, right there. Nathan's fishing trip. This is Lulu Delacroix. Who was Lulu Delacroix? Oh, you're right, the author. And we know that author writes the story. Author writes the story. Author writes the story. That's why she came first. Now I'm going to open our book up to a special page. What is this page called? You're right again, the title page. But Lulu Delacroix is the only one on the title page. That must mean she's got two jobs. What's her second job? The illustrator. You're right again. And we know that illustrators illustrate, illustrators illustrate, illustrators illustrate, which means she made the pictures for Nathan's fishing trip. It was sunrise. How beautiful. Do you get up early in the morning and see the sunrise? Now, Nathan was packing the sandwiches as Nicholas Alexander untied the boat. Now they were set and ready to go. Do you see he's carrying the sandwiches in his trunk? How exciting. Oh, what a fun day they have. Very, very early, they had gathered everything needed for Nathan's first fishing trip. Two fishing rods, fishing hooks, fishing lures, and fishing flies, a bucket for the fish, and the worms, of course, the worms. And here they go. There's all the supplies, and they are off, ready to go fishing. The boat softly crossed the waves to the rhythm of the motor sound. Can you sound like a motor? Go with me. Good job. All of a sudden, Nicholas stopped. "This is a good place to start your fishing lessons," he said. And there you see. And there's a beautiful eagle, because where there's fish, he's probably going to want his breakfast too. Yummy. "Sir, first you tie the hook to the line. Then you throw it into the lake. You sit very still and wait. Just wait." "Can't I hold it yet?" asked Nathan. "Please?" "Well, fine, but sit in the center and be still." "Something bit! Something bit!" cried Nathan. "Hold tight the line and take it in slowly," exclaimed Nicholas. "Oh, oh, 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 oh!" shouted Nathan. Oh my goodness. Do you think he caught something big? Look at that! Did you see it up there? That's a huge fish. Whoa! But guess what? It swam away. "With my fishing rod!" cried Nathan. "It is quite all right, sir. We still have another rod and enough lures and hooks to make a good catch," said Nicholas. "Just wait. You'll see." And I want you to take a look in this picture, the sun. It was morning time, and then the sun get higher in the sky, and now it's way up, almost straight above So this is morning, and the middle of the morning, and then the lunchtime. It's almost noontime, and they're still sitting and waiting. 3 hooks, 5, count them with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flies, and 7 lures later. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nicholas declared they had to try something better. Yes, he said, I think the fish around here must like nice, fat, tasty garden worms. Do you like nice, big, fat, tasty garden worms? They're not my favorite, but I'm not a fish either, am I? Do you think the worms will help them catch anything? Nicholas Alexander looked for the worms. He emptied the can. He ran the sides of the boat, but he could not find one. He sniffed and searched for the worms. They looked all around until at last they found a hole in the lunch bag. Oh no! Do you think all the worms escaped and got out and went and ate the tasty lunch? A fat little worm was nibbling inside. Nicholas threw himself on top of it, but it squirmed away. Then Nathan threw himself on top of it. Oh boy. Now, take a look here. Here's Nicholas leaping onto the worm, but it squirmed away. Now, Nicholas and the worm aren't that much different in size. But Nathan, oh my goodness, do you see Nathan there? Oh my word. What do you think that might have done to the boat? What do you think might happen? Oh, should we turn the page and find out? Oh my goodness. If you guessed splash, you were right. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Grab it, cried Nicholas Alexander, and they straightened the boat and recovered everything but the rod. Uh-oh. Now they can tip the boat back over and they can empty that water out. But can they fish without a rod? Now the one fish already swam away with Nathan's fishing rod. Now they have none. I told you to sit still, exclaimed Nicholas. It's going to be quite impossible to fish a trout without a fishing pole. We might as well forget the whole affair. Does Nicholas look very happy? I don't think so either. Is he even very a good friend to Nathan? Yeah, that's maybe not the nice way to talk to your friends. I understand that Nicholas is sad and upset, but look at Nathan. Look at his face. He's looking very sad. And that doesn't make our friends feel good, does it? But I've got an idea, cried Nathan. And he took the worm with his trunk and plunged his head into the water. Look at that. Oh, do you think this fish is going to bite the worm? If it bites the worm, what else is it going to bite? You're right, Nathan's trunk. A few minutes later, he emerged beaming proudly, holding a beautiful rainbow trout. It's magnificent, exclaimed Nicholas. Congratulations, my friend. Quick, put it in the bucket. I can't wait to roast and taste it. Ah, look at that. Oh, good job, Nathan. He really caught a big one, too. Wow. Tired but happy, they steered toward land and docked the boat. They built a nice warm fire and prepared everything for a late, well-deserved meal. They built the fire and now they're going to have a fish lunch. The trout was still bouncing and struggling inside the bucket. This one is going to be quite delicious, moist and tender, and sprinkled with lemon, Nicholas said, licking his whiskers. Nathan peeked inside. He watched the trout for a while. It's such a pretty fish, he thought. His face saddened. Do we really have to eat it? Nicholas looked at Nathan, and then he looked at the trout. He tilted the bucket toward the lake, and as the trout swam away, he said, No, sir, I think we can quite be content with peanut butter and cucumber sandwiches. You see, they let the fish go. They decided to have peanut butter and cucumber sandwiches instead of fish for lunch. And look, I do think that they are still enjoying their picnic quite a lot, don't you? Now, if you remember, what letter did Nathan start with? And what letter did Nicholas Alexander start with? If you said the letter N, you would be correct. There you have it. The letter N. Good job. And they could have probably used the net to catch the fish. Did you catch anything exciting with your net? Wow, that's neat. Oh, I'd love to see that and hear about all the things you caught with your net. Now, we talked about gardening a little bit and how we are starting to plant seeds outside and being responsible and friends of the earth and working in the soil. But what do plants need? They need water. And if it's not raining out, how are we going to water them? Have you ever used a hose with a nozzle on the end? Can you take a look right there? That's the little sprayer part of your hose, and that's called a nozzle. And today I want you to practice your straight lines and your diagonal lines in preparation of making the letter N. Good job. That's right. Here is the straight lines and the diagonal lines and the straight lines to make a letter N. Now, where do we start our letters from, even if we're practicing the lines? From the top, from the top, from the top, 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 from the top, from the top, from the top, 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 from the top, from the top, from the top, top, top. We start our letters from the top. That's right. Good job. And here we're going to start going down, come back up to the top, make the diagonal, and then go shoot it back up. So we're going down, diagonal, up. And that will help you get ready to make the letter N. That's right, with a nozzle. So good luck and practice getting ready. And don't forget, keep practicing your name as well. Good job. But I don't want you to stop there. We have been practicing straight lines, diagonal lines, short lines, long lines, because there's something else that we start at the top. What do you think this is? Number 5. Good job. Let's count the starfish together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 starfish, and you will be able to use the things that you have been practicing by using a short line, a little curve, then mixing it all together with the one on the top. Give him a little hat, and you will make the number 5. But where do we start the number 5 from? Let's see. From the top, from the top, from the top, 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 from the top, from the top, from the top, 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 from the top, from the top, from the top, 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 we start our numbers from the top. So go ahead and practice making the number 5 as well. We start at the top, go down, stop. Then, instead of keeping going all the way down like you would if it was a letter N, you give him a little curve, and then go back to the top and give him a little hat. So practice making your number 5. Can you do that? Awesome. Now, since we're talking about the number 5, makes me think of something. I was thinking of things that had a number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in them. And guess what I thought of? Do you remember what this is? You're right, a pentagon. Pentagon, because it has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if it has 5 sides, it also has to have what? 5 points. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So today, when you're practicing your number 5s, think of our friend, the Pentagon. Say it with me. Pentagon that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides and 5 points. Oh, you have a lot of work to do today with your number 5 and your letter N, so we better get you ready. Are you ready? Wiggle those fingers. Here we go. And it's 1 little, 2 little, 3 little bubbles, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little bubbles, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little bubbles, 10 little bubbles go pop, pop, pop. Pop them at me. Pop, pop, pop. Pop them at yourself. Pop, pop, pop. Pop them to the ceiling. Pop, pop, pop. Pop them back and forth. Pop, 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 pop. And play a little air piano. Play it upside down. Good job. Keep playing on your head. Play it on your shoulders. And here we go with some bubbles. Now, my dogs don't like the bubbles, so we'll see if they bark at the bubbles today. Oh, I think he just left. Are we ready? Here we go. Ah, bubbles. Pop, 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 pop. Can you catch them? Can you get them? Awesome. All right, I gave you a lot of homework today. Good luck working on tracing the nozzle lines, the straight and the diagonal, and the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have one more story for you today, and it has to do with what's coming up with Earth Day and planting our seeds and being responsible for our earth and a friend of the earth, just like God told Adam and Eve. So we'll be right back, okay? See you in a minute.